All right, so I am back. That was really, really weird. Is what was going on is I had it inside the start, and I did all sorts of weird things just to see what was going on. Basically, trial and error. Now, if you remember, this was start, and I would basically see, well, okay, is it null? If it is, then let's go ahead and find the player. Let's go ahead and get the component. Well, it actually took a couple of seconds to update. Now, if you remember, I told you that awake is as soon as it wakes up. Start is whenever the script actually starts. Problem is, the script wasn't fully initialized like everything else was. So, is what I've had to do is I had to actually call it inside of an update where as long as the game manager is running, it is calling it every single frame until pH no longer equals null. It was something really, really weird. I think I dealt with that like one other time, but I don't remember what the fix for it was. Either way, not important. I got it working. So as we can see, I have the game manager selected. This is the only scene where it's actually pasted in here. So now we get to check to see if it's working or not. So health is 0. Well, that's kind of bad. But let's go ahead and go in here. So now we're in 1. Let's see. Health is still 0. Why is health 0? Oh, because it started, that's why. So energy should be about halfway down, and energy's back up to full. That is not right. So, now that we've kind of got NAT working, let's go ahead and start doing all the rest of this stuff. So essentially is what I want to do is I want to check to see if the pH is null. And on top of that, I also need to create a check to see if it's ran before or not. So the way I'm going to do that is if pH equals null, and where are you at? There we go. Instance. See if instance did not equal this. This is the way I'm going to do it. So first, as to look for see if it's null. Actually, I can't do it that way because we're also going to have pH starting health. And so this is going to check to see if it's null or not. And on top of that, we need to, well, we will need to check starting health. But the way we need to do this is we need to get the current health. We'll need to do that each and every single time. So the way we do that is, instead of doing the starting health like I have here, we actually need to create something if first time. And then right here we're going to say if current in game. So the way this is going to work is I'm actually going to get the current values, current energy, and this will equal our own energy. So we're going to say, let's go and set this as public for now. If we need to change it, we can. Let's go and just create int. This will be energy. Public int. This was stamina. Public int. This was health. And lastly, we have public float, which was transformation. So, as what we need to do is say pH.energy, or actually we need to say energy equals pH.energy, current energy. We'll say same for stamina. We will say the same for health. And we're also going to say the same for transformation equals, and this will be pH dot transformation slider question mark transformation bar. I don't remember what it was, so I'm just going to slap that down there for the time being. So we have current transformation. That's what it was. I think I'd remember that, but I don't. And then this will be pH dot current health, pH dot current stamina. Alright. Ear itches. There we go. So, I know I told y'all before, I do not like having anything inside the update. I still believe that. However, I'm going to do something that's a little different. So I am going to put these in the update, but I'm also going to take these. I'm going to actually move these above this. So I'm actually setting these, and the next thing I need to do is, if this is a first time, we need to do a check for that. So, let's see, how do I want to do this? Let's go ahead and just create a bool real quick. We'll create a private bool, and this will be first time. And so we'll say, if first time, then we will set the starting health. And we are also going to say first time equals false. Actually, we can actually set this in the player prefs. Now, I'm going to show you all that. So you can't set a bool with player prefs, but we can set an int. So we're going to say if first time equals 0, then this right here will be first time equals 1. And this will be private void save current state player prefs dot set int. So player prefs, that's a type of save system. Set int, well, because first time is an int. The name of the string, well, we'll just call it first time. We'll keep it simple. We can actually call this booby pants. It doesn't matter what you call this. Then we'll have a comma. So this is a string name that we are specifying it. And then the int that we are saving, well, this is going to be called first time. So under here, we're actually going to have save current state. So what about load? Well, up here, we're actually going to, well, first we need to come in here and say private void load current state. And we're actually going to say player prefs dot get int. So if we called this booby pants, then down here this would have to be called booby pants. I'm actually trying to type it in. What the hell's wrong with me? First time. And now we need to tell it, well, where is it getting this? So first time right here is what we were getting. So we're going to say first time equals player prefs dot get int. You can actually specify it right here and set it up that way too. So you can further specify it like that. So anytime this loads, we're going to say load current state. And it's going to load the state of first time. So as long as it's 0, it'll come through here. But once it equals 1, it'll save the current state, and it'll save it within the editor itself. And each time after that, it'll load the current state, and it will set its own value. So right here, the player prefs get int. For first time, it's set as 1. So it'll say, okay, first time equals whatever it was saved as. So if we come back into Unity, this should work. If it doesn't, I'm going to feel like a jackass. So energy, stamina, health, transformation all equals 0. It still equals 0. So we're going to need to fix that. Okay, so let's see if this loads. So that did not load like I was hoping it would. So all those are set as 0. And the reason why they're set as 0, because we're saying up here, this is why it's loading as 0. So we actually need to say, no, energy equals current energy. Huh. You bastards. Okay, here's where I need to do some more thinking. Oh, okay, I know why it's doing that. Because I'm actually trying to call this before this is fully loaded. and that is why. So I actually need to put these under here. So once it actually gets these, then it will load with what we need. So now, whenever I hit play, it should load these. Because basically what was going on is here, it was equally null. And so it was trying to get the energy, and then it would try to get this. So once it got this, it would exit out of that condition. So now that we have this, it should get these, and it should work. And it just made an ass of me. So if I run, yeah, that's what I thought. It would just go right back to 0. Sure. Either way, I'm actually surprised that's not getting these. Because it should do the starting health. Which starting health will equal that. Okay, let me think about this for just a quick second. I'm actually going to comment, or actually I'm not going to comment these out. I'm actually going to paste these inside of here. And so once it runs this one time, it'll do this. In fact, let's make sure it's only running one time. Debug lob, yeah, .log. So if we see first time, we see it twice down here, we know something is wrong. So I'm going to hit play. Hopefully these will actually be the proper values. If not, I'll have to figure something else out for that. Okay, so those are not the proper values. Let me go into console. Oh, that's why. So that's not even loading. Okay. So that's what's going on. Now life is making sense again. So it's loading this, but then it's getting out of this. So what I'm actually going to do is copy this, get rid of it so it's outside of there, and then we're going to paste it in here. And so we'll load the first time, and we don't want, let's see, we actually want our energy to equal the pH energy and the pH stamina and all of those. Wait, that one was correct. Because we'll say our energy is equal to the pH current energy. And then down here, this is where we say pH energy will equal the energy that we start off with. So this is where we actually want to change this up. So we'll say equals energy equals stamina equals health equals transformation. Alright, so if we come back in here and hit play, hopefully this will work. You better be higher than the 0. There we go. Yay. So it is now, well, it's sort of working. We did only get one message for the first time, so now let's go ahead and go through here. And I'm not seeing another message, so that is a plus. The only thing is the levels are no longer dropping. So let's come in here. Let's see. Do we get... No, we only got one. So that's good. So it set the energy just like we want to. But it's no longer saying, hey, your current energy equals this energy. And the reason for that is nothing is getting taken away. Oh, nothing's getting taken away because we're not taken away from here. Well, no, that shouldn't... Alright, I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to walk away from this for a second. I'm going to take me a quick break, and then I'll unpause it when I get back. Okay, so I think I figured it out. As you can see down here on the time, not much time has passed. I was just kind of looking at it. And I started really thinking, we are setting these values, and I don't want to set it like this. That won't work. This right here will equal. I mean, this will do what we want it to do. Reason why it's not doing what we want it to do, because it only plays through this one time. After that, it forgets all these other values. This is where the player prefs are really going to come in play. So we're going to say player prefs set int, and this will be called health. Health, so we'll save it every single time. Player prefs dot set int stamina. Stamina. Player prefs dot set int energy. Energy. And lastly, player prefs dot set float transformation. Transformation. No, not transform. Am I typing it wrong? You know what? Screw you. I'm going to paste you here. I'm going to paste you here. Ah, transformation. Okay. Yay. I screwed up again. So I'm going to copy these down here. I'm going to paste them here. Control C, V, V, V. And this will just turn into a G. So I'm actually going to do space. So then all I have to do is just copy these right here. Look how easy that is. Alright, so now we have that set up. The only issue with it is whenever it equals null, we're going to get this issue right here. So anytime it equals, well, no, because it's always going to load the current state. So that should actually be fine for us. But we do need to set the current energy with our energy. We no longer want to do it this way. So I did have the right idea, I just did not have the correct execution. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. This will be equals, 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 equals. And then this will be energy. Let's see, stamina, health, transformation. And we only want to, let's see. So here's where it gets kind of weird. We need to say, I already know this isn't going to quite work correctly. It will work after it loads the current state because nothing is saving this, which is actually really good. But we actually want to make this a public. And the reason why we want to make this a public, because in player health, anytime we take damage, we need to save our current state. So inside of public health, I'm going to show you the way to do this. So we have these right here. We have a game object called whatever. Then we have the script, which will get that component. The way we do that is inside of player, let's just do it for player health. We're going to say game object, and this will just be called go GM, short for game manager, and that will equal game object dot find. What are we looking for? Well, the game manager. And this string, the way I spelt it, has to be spelt the exact way it is over here. Very important. And we have game manager. This is just GM, and that will equal go underscore GM dot get component, and the component type we are getting is game manager. So that's how we'll set this up. And once we have done that, we're actually going to want to specify what we want to do. In this case, save current state. Now we're getting this because of this. We get rid of that. This should work. Kiss my ass. What am I missing? Oh, wait. I actually don't want to do it like that. Control C. So here I'm just going to say GM dot boom. I have 2 dots. Leave it up to a period to screw everything up. Alright, there we go. So each time we call one of these, we're going to slap this bad boy on it. There we go. Why did that shrink? That was weird. So, we have that, and that should work. Oh, for the shrinking and scaling, if you hold down Control, mouse wheel down, it'll shrink it, mouse wheel up, it'll enlarge it. So, FYI, the more you know. If I have done this correctly, which I doubt I have, this should now save these stats. If not, I'm going to spend some alone time with it. So it's not quite saving the stats. But as what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this to 50. Now we don't have anything calling the game manager to say, hey, save the state. But as you can see, it is setting it. So that is a plus. Next thing, I don't know if it's because we're getting an error or it's not finding it. So we may actually have to just create that inside the player health. I really don't want to do it that way, though. Really don't want to do it this way because we don't have any way to call it. So let's see. How do I want to do this? I'm thinking, you guys. I'm thinking. The only issue that I'm having with this so far is mainly the call times. It's actually kind of kicking me in the ass. And I don't want to save the state every single frame. I only want to do it whenever we're doing something here. That's why I have these under each one of these. So what should happen is it should... but wait, if that's equaling energy, and energy is equal to 100, I think that's what's going on, is I don't have an old check for a new check, so I need... So we have energy here, but then we need old energy. And then we have old stamina, old health, old transformation. No S, because it's a new word. It just never existed until now. So, yeah, deal with it. I don't know. Okay, so we're going to say if energy does not equal old energy, then we'll do this. If stamina does not equal old stamina, then we'll do this. If health does not equal old health, then we do this. And lastly, if okay, so now we're specifying, saying, alright, if the energy does not equal the old energy, then we'll say your current energy equals this. But now we actually need to specify what old energy is. And we'll actually have to call the game object to do that. So, did I create those as privates or publics? Those are public. Excellent. This will make my life a lot easier. So before I save that state, I'm actually going to say GM. Actually, I might be able to do it this way. Equals... yeah, current energy. Let me see if I can do it this way. If I can do it this way, then that would be a lot better. So, no, it still doesn't take away, unfortunately. I think that's actually what's going on is it's not getting a hold of the game manager. And a way to find out if GM equals null, let's throw a debug.log in there. No game manager found. So this will be use energy. So once we call use energy, we'll see if we are getting an error message down here, or technically a log message. If we are, I'm actually going to stop the video here, and I'm going to go get me some to eat. Need some brain food. Okay, well, it's not getting... We're not getting an error message, so that is a plus, I guess. That is a plus. Let's go back into Game Manager. You know what? Now that I think about it, if we're calling that, we no longer need to call these every frame. Because we should be calling that directly from the Game Manager. I don't know why I didn't think about that. But that is going to be a lot more optimized. So, why is health depleting? I guess I got health wrong. But health is depleting, so... Here, it is shown as 10. And so is what we need to do here now. So this is actually working. That's actually really good. It's just the... So yeah, that's working perfectly. We don't even need this crap in here. We just need to have it call through here one time whenever we first load. And then after that, we're good. I screwed up on health, though. So we have current health and energy. Because health was being taken away from energy. Am I missing something in here? Use energy. And that's depleted energy, and that's current energy. Then we have health up here, I thought. Current health. That's what I thought. We have current health with health, but why was it... Wow, that is weird. Oh, because of this. That's my bad. This should actually be GM dot energy. Jimmy, you dumbass. This is why it's important to take a break every so often, guys. Something which your fearless leader is still refusing to do. Transformation. And this will be transformation. Dogs, y'all are assholes. I actually want to put this above here. And the reason why, because I want this to get called first. And then that way it will use this value as its current. So that's actually kind of important. So we have energy, then we have stamina. Oh, these dogs are such assholes. Stamina. Current stamina. Did I do that as current? Oh, that's why, because I just called that transformation. Okay. We don't have one for health. Oh, yeah, we do. We have right here. Really? So this will be... Oi, dogs! Quit, you little shitheads. Alright, so health will equal current health. So each time we take damage or we lose energy or whatever, this should deplete down. And we're going to use these values. After we figure this part out, then we're going to start working on these bars and getting these working. So we are at 95, so we're at 80 energy, whatever. So here the energy is staying. Woohoo! We got it to work. So now is what we need to do is one last step. This is where we're actually going to come up into starting health. No, we need to do a current health. So if it's not its first time, we're actually going to do it in here, because this will load up first and then this will load up. So we're going to say ph dot current stats, and inside of player manager, let's go and create a new void, public void current stats. And we're actually going to do very similar to what we have in here. I mean, extremely similar. But once again, we need to call this bad boy. So current stats, we're going to call this first. And then is what we're going to do is we're going to say current health will equal gm.health. And what are we setting this to? Well, we're going to set this to current health. We don't want to set to max health. We want to set to set health. Just like that. So that means this one can go away. This will be current stamina, and this will equal gm dot something stamina. This will equal gm dot energy, and we're going to do the same right here, and this will be current energy. And lastly, we have this. This is mostly already set. What we actually want is current transformation to equal gm.transformation. There we go. Which means up here, we don't even need this crap. So this is actually going to be a little more optimized. Just a little bit. Not much. Just a little. A smidge. Alright, so the last thing we need to do is we have current stats, and we are loading current state, so actually, no, I think we should be good. Now, whatever we have for the health bars, those should stay down whenever we switch from scene to scene. That was a pain in the ass. Sorry it took so long. Let's do this. It didn't. You grimy bastard. I'm going to try and get the thing. Okay, so we're still dropping energy, but we're no longer dropping this. But at least it's registering in here. So that's kind of a plus, I guess. For the next thing I'm going to do for the next video, I'm going to go ahead and set the save states for the dash and whatnot using player prefs, and I'll see y'all there.